Hello everyone, myself Vinay Kumaram. I'm pursuing PhD in physics. So in this particular YouTube channel, I'll be teaching physics, chemistry, and mathematics starting from 8th standard till 12th standard. So if you want to learn physics, chemistry, and mathematics, then please do subscribe to my channel. So in my previous video, I was actually explaining about the fourth chapter in 9th standard mathematics that was on linear equations in two variables. So in that particular video, I had explained few of the concepts about linear equations in two variables, and also I have solved example 1, example 2 and exercise 4.1 questions. So in this particular video, we will complete the remaining concepts in this particular chapter, and also we will focus on remaining examples and exercise 4.2 in this particular video. Now, the next concept which we have to discuss here is solutions of this particular linear equations in two variables. So now when I take 3x plus 2 is equal to 0, if I take this particular equation, this you can clearly see this is a linear equation in one variable. So when this is a linear equation in one variable, that means here there is only one variable, and that variable has power equal to 1, and this particular equation has only one solution, that is x is equal to minus 2 by 3. This is the only solution possible to satisfy this particular equation. But now, if you have to look into the solutions for actual linear equations in two variables, that is, if I take x plus y is equal to 100, so if I take x plus y is equal to 100, there will be infinitely many solutions for this particular linear equation, because here we don't know what is x and also we don't know what is y. So two variables are there. So that means here infinitely many solutions are possible, because x can be 1, y can be 99, x can be 2, y can be 98, x can be 3, y can be 97, x can be 3.5 and y can be 96.5, x can be 3.7 and y can be 96.3. So like this, infinitely many solutions are possible for this particular equation. And now if I take 3x plus 2 is equal to 0 example, here I can write this as linear equation in two variable by adding one variable, that is y, with coefficient 0 plus 2 is equal to 0. So that means this entire term becomes 0 and 3x plus 2 will be remaining again. So that means here also we have linear equation in two variable, but here solution is equal to 1. So in this particular example, solution is equal to 1. But in this particular example, solution is equal to infinity. So that means infinitely many solution can be exist. So that means here it is not one solution, it is solutions. So that means infinitely many solutions are possible for this particular equation, and for this equation one solution is possible. Now for example, if I take 3 is equal to 3, so if I take this particular equation, here I can write this as 0x plus 0y plus 3 is equal to 3. Here x coefficient is also 0, y's coefficient is also 0. So that means here in this equation, this is also linear equation in two variable, because here two variables are there, but coefficient of these variables are equal to 0. So that means whatever value you put here in x and whatever value you put here in y, the entire term becomes 0, because the moment whichever value you put here, it will be multiplied with 0 and you'll get the 0 only. So here also the entire value is 0 only. So that means here these two terms are equal to 0, but there is no solution for this particular x and y, because immediately when the coefficient of these variables are 0, the entire term becomes 0. So that means this equation has 0 solution. So that means here you should note one thing: 3 is equal to 3 has 0 solution, or simply you can consider this as 3. So this particular 3 has 0 solution, and if you consider 3x plus 2 is equal to 0 equation, so this has only one solution. So whereas if you take x plus y is equal to 100, this has infinitely many solutions. So this has infinitely many solutions. So this has zero solution, this has one solution, this has infinitely many solutions. So these three are possible. So 1, 0 or infinitely many solution. So now we will look into the examples which is there in this particular chapter. The next example. So now we will look into example 3. So in example 3, you have a particular linear equation in two variables. So that is x plus 2y is equal to 6. And here you have to find four different solutions for this particular linear equation in two variable. That is x plus 2y is equal to 6. So simplest way to find four different solution is two solutions you can find very easily. That is by substituting 0 for one particular variable. So when you substitute x is equal to 0, so when you substitute x is equal to 0, then 2y is equal to 6. So that means y is equal to 6 by 2, which is equal to 3. So that means here you are getting x as 0 and y as 3. So that means 0 comma 3 is one particular solution of this particular equation. So I have to find four solutions. So I'll try to find three more solutions for this. So now you substitute y is equal to 0. So now if you substitute y is equal to 0, then x plus 0 is equal to 6, because when y becomes 0, this entire term becomes 0. So x plus 0 is equal to 6 means x is equal to 6. So that means here 6 comma 0. So x is equal to 6, y is equal to 0. So 6 comma 0 is one particular solution for this particular variable. Now we have to find two more. So now we'll take x as 1. So if you consider x as 1, then x plus 2y is equal to 6 becomes 1 plus 2y is equal to 6. So 2y is equal to 6 minus 1, which is equal to 5. So that means y is equal to 5 by 2. So that means here x is 1, y is equal to 5 by 2. So 1 comma 5 by 2 is one more solution for this particular equation. Now let us take y is equal to 1. So when you take y is equal to 1, x plus 2y is equal to 6. So when y becomes 1, x plus 2 is equal to 6. So x is equal to 6 minus 2. So x will be 4. So that means 4 comma 1 is one more solution for this particular x plus 2y is equal to 6. So that means now we are getting four different solutions, that is 0 comma 3, 6 comma 0, 1 comma 5 by 2, and at last we got 4 comma 1. Like this you can get infinitely many solutions. So but in exams, if you want to quickly find out four solutions, then first you try to substitute 0 for both the variables, then you try to substitute 1 for both the variables. So easily you'll get four different solutions for x and y in this particular linear equations in two variables. Because when you take less number, like when you take 0, it will be easy to get solution quickly. And also when you substitute 1, it will be very easy to make calculations and get the solutions easily. So that's why instead of putting so many other fancy numbers, you can just try with 0 and 1. Substitute 0 for x and find the y value. Substitute 0 for y and find the x value. So you got two solutions. Next you substitute 1 for x and get the one solution. Next substitute y as 0 and get another solution. So like this you are getting four solutions. If they ask for 6 solutions, next you substitute 2 in the place of x and 2 in the place of y. So don't make it more complicated. Put simple numbers, simple terms, and try to get the solutions for x and y. Now we will look into example 4. So in example 4, coming into the first question here, 4x plus 3y is equal to 12 is there. So here also you have to find two solutions for this particular linear equations which they have given in this example. So here you can substitute x as 0. So when you substitute x as 0, this becomes 3y is equal to 12, which is nothing but y is equal to 4. Because when you bring 3 to RHS, it will become 12 by 3. So 12 by 3 is 4. So y is 4. So one solution is 0 comma 4. Next you can substitute y as 0. So when you substitute y as 0, 4x will be equal to 12. So that means x is equal to 12 by 4. 12 by 4 is nothing but 3. So that means another solution is 3 comma 0. So 0 comma 4 and 3 comma 0 are the two solutions for this first question. So in the second question, you have 2x plus 5y is equal to 0. So here also you can substitute x as 0. So when you substitute x as 0, this particular 2x plus 5y becomes 5y is equal to 0. So that means here y is also equal to 0. Now if you substitute y is equal to 0, then 2x will also become equal to 0. So that means x is also equal to 0. So that means 0 comma 0 is one solution. So that means here substituting 0 for both x and y is not giving you two solutions. It is only giving you one solution, because the moment you substitute 0, then this entire equation becomes 0. So now we'll try to get one more solution by substituting x is equal to 1. So when you substitute x is equal to 1, 2 into 1 will be 2 plus 5y is equal to 0. So this will be equal to 5y is equal to minus 2. That means here y is equal to minus 2 by 5. So that means here one more solution you are getting as 1 comma minus 2 by 5. So 1 comma minus 2 by 5 and 0 comma 0 are the two solutions for this second question. These are not the only two solutions possible. There are infinitely many solutions possible. You can explore more and more solutions as well. Now coming into the third question, here also you have 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. Here you don't have other variable. So in order to get other variable, you can just add this x with 0 coefficient plus 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. Now whatever value you substitute in x, this particular equation value will not change, because the moment when this x is multiplied with 0, this particular term, entire term becomes 0. So this equation remains the same. So that means x can take any value, but if you want to calculate what is the value of y, you can just take this 3y plus 4 is equal to 0, bring this plus 4 to RHS, this becomes 3y is equal to minus 4. So y is equal to minus 4 by 3. So that means y value is fixed, that is minus 4 by 3. This cannot be changed, and you can put any value for x, because when x is multiplied with 0, this entire term becomes 0. So that's why you can take any value for x. You can take 1, 2, 3, you can take any value. So that means 1 comma minus 4 by 3 can be one solution. You can also take 0 for x. You can also take negative values for x. You can take any values for x, because 0x will be 0 only. So 1 comma minus 4 by 3 is one solution. 0 comma minus 4 by 3 is another solution. Like this you can go on getting infinitely many solutions, where y value will always be minus 4 by 3, but x value you can take any value, because x coefficient is anyway 0. So now we will look into exercise 4.2. So in exercise 4.2, coming into the first question, here we have one linear equation in two variable, that is y is equal to 3x plus 5. So now we have y is equal to 3x plus 5, and there are different options in this particular first question, that is a unique solution. So the first option is a unique solution. Second option is only two solutions. So only two solutions. And in third option you have infinitely many solutions. So that means here you have infinite solutions. So which option is correct? So when you solve this, you will get answer for x and y variable, both the variables. So whether you get a unique solution, or you get only two solutions, or you get infinitely many solutions. So here you won't get a unique solution, and also you won't get only two solutions. You get infinitely many solutions. So third option is the right option for this first question. And I have explained how infinitely this particular linear equation in two variables will have solutions, because here y is not having coefficient equal to 0, and x is also not having coefficient equal to 0, because x has 3 as its coefficient, y has 1 as its coefficient. So that means y and x both has a certain value, and it can be infinitely many values, because if x takes one value, then y value will be changed accordingly. If x takes other value, then y value will be changed accordingly. So like that, there will be infinitely many solutions possible in this particular first question. Now we will look into the second question in this particular chapter. in this particular exercise 4.2. So in second question, you have to write 4 solutions for each of the following equations which they have given. So I'll solve one particular question. So remaining 2 questions you can solve on your own. So I'll solve the first question, that is 2x plus y is equal to 7. Here also you can substitute x as 0. So I have told you that first try with 0, 1 and like that. If you can go, then it will be easy for you to find solutions. So when x is equal to 0, this equation becomes y is equal to 7. So that means here you have one solution as 0, 7. Now if you substitute y as 0, then 2x is equal to 7. So that is nothing but x is equal to 7 by 2. So that means second solution is 7 by 2, 0. Now let us substitute x is equal to 1. So here we have the equation 2x plus y is equal to 7. So if you substitute x is equal to 1, then this becomes 2 plus y is equal to 7. So y will be equal to 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. So the next solution is 1, 5. Now if you substitute y is equal to 1, then 2x plus 1 is equal to 7. So 2x will be equal to 7 minus 1. So 2x is equal to 6. So here x is equal to 6 by 2. That is nothing but 3. So that means one more solution is 3, 1. So 3, 1, 1, 5, 0, 7, 7 by 2, 0 are the 4 different solutions for this first question in third question. So remaining 2 questions you can solve on your own and you can find out infinitely many solutions. Now we'll look into the third question. Here in the third question, you have to check that following solutions are given and they have given one equation. So that is x minus 2y is equal to 4. Which are all the solutions are possible in order to satisfy this particular equation. So now here x minus 2y is equal to 0 is there. So the first option which they have given here is 0, 2. How to check this? So now you'll substitute x as 0, y as 2. So if you substitute x as 0, so now we will take LHS. So LHS is equal to x minus 2y. So that means here you have to substitute 0 in x and 2 in y. So 2 of minus 2 of 2. So this is equal to 0 minus 2 2s are 4. So 0 minus 4 is minus 4, which is not equal to RHS, because in RHS we have plus 4. So that means here LHS is not equal to RHS. Therefore 0, 2 is not the solution. So 0, 2 is not the solution for this particular question which they have given. Similarly, in second option they have given 2, 0. Now you have to substitute this. So the equation is x minus 2y is equal to 4. So here x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0. So now here we'll take the LHS. So that is x minus 2y. So x is 2 minus 2 of y is 0. So that means here we are getting 2, which is not equal to RHS. So the second option is also not the solution of this x minus 2y is equal to 4. Now we'll look into the third option. So in third option you have 4, 0. So here equation is x minus 2y is equal to 4. So now here we'll take LHS is equal to x minus 2y. So x is nothing but 4, y is nothing but 0. 4 minus 2 into 0 will be equal to 4. So here you are getting LHS is equal to RHS. So that means LHS is equal to RHS means here 4, 0 is the solution. So here 4, 0 is the solution of this particular equation x minus 2y is equal to 4. Now we look into the fourth option which they have given in this third question, that is root 2, 4 root 2. So root 2, 4 root 2 they have given and the equation is x minus 2y is equal to 4. We'll take LHS, so that is x minus 2y. Now we'll substitute root 2 in the place of x and minus 2 into 4 root 2. So here we have 4 root 2. So 2 into 4 root 2 will be there in the bracket. Now you have to solve this. root 2 you can take common in both of these terms. So 1 minus here 2 into 4 will be there. So 4 2s are 8. Or else this will be confusing. I'll write everything one more time. First we'll take the term outside. Root 2 minus 4 2s are 8 root 2. So here root 2 you can take common. So root 2 if you take common it will be 1 minus 8. So that means root 2 into minus 7 you are getting, which is not equal to RHS. So that means here this is also not the solution of this particular equation. Now in fifth question you have 1 comma 1. So LHS is equal to x minus 2y. If you substitute 1 in both of them, both of the x and y position, then 1 minus 2 will be remaining. So that is equal to minus 1, which is not equal to RHS. So that means this is also not the solution of this particular equation. So the only solution which is possible here is 4 comma 0. So the only solution possible for this particular equation is 4 comma 0, and all other solutions are not the solutions of this x minus 2y is equal to 4 equation. So coming into the fourth question, here you have to find the value of k, and the equation which they have given here is 2x plus 3y is equal to k, and they have given x value and y value also. So x value is 2 and y value is 1. Now you just substitute x value in this equation. So 2 into 2 plus 3 into 1 is equal to k. So 2 2s are 4, 3 into 1 is 3, which is equal to k. So 7 is equal to k. So that means k value is equal to 7. So k is equal to 7. So 7 is the answer for this fourth question in exercise 4.2. So this comes to an end for this particular fourth chapter of 9th standard mathematics. So like this, if you want to learn more physics, chemistry and mathematics starting from 8th standard till 12th standard, then you have to subscribe to my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned with my channel. Thank you.